said, this time around in your living room or whatever social space that you have, sharing with us your lunchtime. My name is Patricia Okomampango. It is the 29th of November 2021, and here is your lunchtime news. Now, President Museveni has presided over the inauguration of Museveni Nursery and Primary School in Chato, Tanzania. President Museveni was flanked by his host, President Samia Suluhu of Tanzania. At the launch, President Suluhu hailed Museveni for his initiative, saying the school will offer free education to the needy.
Maneno ya huko bara, kwa sababu huko bara tuko na maneno mengi. Marehemu hakuniomba. Ukisema aliniomba unakuwa umekosea. Hakuniagiza. Not kuagiza, kuamrisha. Pita hapa. Na aliandika. Akasema kutoka kwenye msitu wa Kongo, Bunya, mpaka Bwanga, walikuwa wanatumia watafsiri, translators. Watafsiri haina mwenyewe. Ukiuliza Mzaramo iko na lugha yake, na wale wote wa pwani wako na lugha zao. So Swahili is neutral dialect. That's why it is very, very, very important. Kwa hiyo tukiwa na hiyo bahati tuitumie. Na leo mimi niko hapa kwa historia hiyo. Sasa kumuomba marehemu Mkapa aniruhusu niende kwenye nyumba yangu mahali nilikuwa na tayarisha askari wangu wa msituni. Pangu sasa. Nikamuomba tena kule mpakani karibu na mto Kagera. Yako kulikuwa just kanyumba kama majani, na I think there were 2 classrooms or something like that. So this time when I came to Kaboya, I asked His Excellency Mkapa, please allow me also construct Nyamiyaga shule ya msingi. Sasa hapa Muhutwe wanaita jina lingine na Igamba or something like that, then kule Nyamiyaga. Nadhani kwa sababu marehemu alikuwa amesikia hiyo, ndio sababu she knew I had an interest. I think that's why he told me here.
Yes, as we heard, His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni, he emphasized that this is all in the effort to keep the Pan-Africanism spirit between Uganda and Tanzania. Now, in a related story, President Museveni has acknowledged the economic strides made by Tanzania in the area of infrastructure and the increase in trade and investment, thereby boosting the country's development. The president disclosed this after visiting Dar es Salaam port expansion and the execution of the Standard Gauge Railway to witness the progress of the country's strategic projects.
There are two elements of the economy. You have the light elements, which can go by vehicles, can go by aircraft. Some of the transaction you can transact on the telephone, on data transmission. But then there is bulk cargo. Ile mzigo mzito. Hiyo inataka gari moshi, meli Kutumia magari is not is a wastage. The mkurugenzi was telling me that one train here would be equivalent to 500 vehicles. That's what you told me. That one train, standard gauge, going up country, if you had to use vehicles of 25 tons, you said, 25 tons, you would need 500 trucks compared to one train. But also lowering the cost of transport. Now, I have been advising the Ugandans that if you want your economy to grow, there are things you must not compromise on. And the ones I insist on are three. The cost of transport, bulk transport, which means the railway and the water. The cost of electricity for manufacturing and so on. Nightclubs, I don't mind. They can charge them anything. But if you wonder, I'm now insisting in Uganda that the cost of power for manufacturing must not be more than 5 American cents per unit of. And then the cost of money in the banks for manufacturing, for agriculture, and for some of the services like tourism and hotels. You could even add some of the professional services like medical and education.
Now, writers have appealed to teachers to use their experience and knowledge to write books as reference materials for learners. This was at a half-day meeting on the business of being an author hosted by Uganda Textbook Academic and Non-Fiction Authors Association at Silver Springs Hotel, Bugolobi in Kampala.
Because for me to be motivated to continue reading, there must be an interest. You arouse my interest to continue, develop the language.
Teachers have been asked to participate actively in writing books since they are in the business of dispensing knowledge to learners.
For a long time, many of the Ugandan authors have taken authorship as a secondary source of income, and thus depend much on their...
This was at the Zoom and Fiscal Presence Mentorship meeting on the business of being an author hosted by Uganda Textbook Academy and Non-Fiction Authors Association at Silver Springs Hotel, Bugorobi, Kampala.
Textbook Academic and Authors Association, since 1913, when it was registered, has been trying to build capacity for authors to make sure that that aim of authors that they are supposed to be is achieved towards their living livelihood.
The meeting, moderated by Professor Elsam Magara of Makerere University and addressed by Professor Erinyambobo Savit of Bistema University and Professor Maggie Gee of Perth Spa University, and was by Zoom and Fiscal Presence. The professors asked the budding authors and teachers to write for both the dissemination of knowledge and making money by making their writing credible, relevant and interesting. The authors were also advised to work as a team in order to get support from well-wishers.
And have a common front and be able to move, people will listen. If you move alone, nobody will listen to you.
The Commissioner Teacher Education at the Ministry of Education, Jonathan Kamwana, advised teachers to engage in writing as a side business. He said that the knowledge gathered can be translated into books for children to read.
Going forward, we need right materials, right from P1 for children to read, understand, be able to also develop your own materials, develop your own thinking, so that you can produce a generation which is creative, which is curious, which can analyze, which can understand, and be able to communicate.
The deputy head teacher City High, Kampala, who is also the author of science books, Emmanuel Otim, proposed that teachers should be involved in writing books, especially learners reading material during this COVID-19 era.
Half a page is good enough, or a full page is good enough, as long as you are committed to that process on a daily basis, whenever you have time. So we are here to call upon teachers to participate in the business of authorship, because at the end of the day, if you have conceptualized an idea or topic, as Professor Eli has also hinted at it, you'll be able to build up something that could be published.
Uganda Textbook Academy and Notification Authors Association aims to support writers and authors to enhance their livelihood through savings and innovations investment in a competitive world book market. Edwin Yachwara, UBC News.
The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, has encouraged school administrators across the country to utilize the remaining days to emphasize vaccination to teachers and students above 18 years and also comply with the SOPs to prevent the spread of COVID-19. This was contained in a speech read for her by the State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo.
This is going to we bring a 200 acres.
Educationists and proprietors of schools across the country have been encouraged to utilize the remaining 1 month before the reopening of schools to renovate structures, do stock taking of teachers, and continue with the vaccination of teachers and students above 18 years. Recently, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni said schools from nursery to higher institutions of learning will open in January 2022. Therefore, the Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, in a speech read for her by the State Minister for Higher Education, John Muyingo, advised schools to comply with the standard operating procedures and maintain the quality of schools for better education.
Owners of the private schools and management committees, everybody who is attached to schools, you are asked to use this period to do some stock taking, find out whether those teachers are preparing to come back during this period. Now, schools and make sure they are in a conducive environment. They are a conducive environment.
This was during the wedding ceremony of Nahawe Bob and Aine Mbabasi Precious, the son to the Commissioner for University Education Training at the Ministry of Education and Sports, Joel Zamukunda Kalibaya. This was at an event officiated by the Bishop of South Ankole Diocese, Nathan Ahimbisiwe, at St. Matthew Cathedral, Chamate in Tungamo District. The State Minister for Higher Education, John Muyingo, toured various agricultural departments of the diocese and commended Bishop Nathan Ahimbisiwe for preaching evangelism with action.
I want all of us leaders to take out. Leaders should be role model in the struggle to fight against poverty. Every leader should be able to show the people he leads, like a bishop is doing, that it is possible to work and get whatever you want.
They visited the banana plantations, coffee, maize, apples, watermelon, among others, and Bishop Nathan Ahimbisiwe told them that they have over 600 acres of land which they have developed into model gardens for Christians to learn from.
I have not been at that. When I come out, I put off all this and get my hoe and dig. So on this piece of land, I have 530 mango trees. I have over 600 has avocados. I planted them recently. I'm now planting apples.
Adiana Kute and Salongo Kasivante, UBC.
Now, China's ambassador to Uganda, Zhang Lezong, has pledged his country's total support to Uganda through a number of projects for sustainable development. This was at a function where Star Times TV offered fully connected sets and COVID-19 kits and scholastic materials to schools to Wagagai Health Facility and pupils of St. Luke Primary School, Kigobero, respectively, in the Entebbe municipality.
Schools and stakeholders are in preparations for schools reopening early January next year. Parents of St. Luke Primary School Kasenyi Bendegele Entebbe have benefited from China government and Start Times following a donation of COVID-19 kits and scholastic items that include bags, books, shoes, pens, to mention a few.
It reads access to satellite TV for 10,000 African villages. Thank you very much. It's a China aid from the Chinese government.
At the same event, a fully connected TV set cutters of Start Times was given to Wagagai Health Facility to avail them with up-to-date timely information on occurrences in the country. While handing over these items, the ambassador of China to Uganda, Zhang Lizong, applauded China's hand in fostering for development through a range of projects. Zhang Lizong committed China's continuous support and relationship with Uganda.
Many Chinese companies are actively carrying out their corporate social responsibilities, and it has brought many opportunities to the local communities. Besides completing their own projects, they provide donations, PPE equipment to the local community. They provide roads, new schools, new facilities to local communities.
Beneficiaries and recipients of the donation commended China government and Start Times for the support.
Over government of China, bujja eri abantu babulijjo okusinira mu byempuliziganya kusooka baatusaba tulonde institutions 3 okusobola okubawa decoder, bawa system.
Uganda's forest cover dropped from 4.9 hectares in 1990 to 1.9 hectares by 2020. Reports indicate that by the year 2050, Uganda may not have any forest cover due to the increasing rate of deforestation.
Ugandans should consider adopting climate change initiatives for a better future. This follows reports of environmental degradation with a noticeable tree cover destruction across the country.
Heavy industrial use in the developed countries, but the effects are being felt worldwide. Environmental degradation that has arisen from high population, exacerbating those effects, so that we have to help communities to adapt to these effects, most especially by restoring their environments.
An environmental activist from the Ministry of Water and Environment, Bogere Muzamiro, says some of the ways man should conserve the environment include fast-growing trees planting and better land use.
Also live within the environment, but in an amicable way, sustainably, while conserving the environment. They can plant trees, which they can use for purposes of firewood as well. As we all are aware, 90% of our fuel wood is being consumed by grassroots communities.
Residents of Karunji village in Mubende district have for this reason been equipped with knowledge on how to reduce environmental degradation by the use of clean cooking.
Okay. Kakati bloke ezo tuzisibe tusibe base yejo tirwanga icho tukiberenga kiri kutaka ddala.
According to Fred Bakule, these improved stoves reduce risks of burns and other health complications that arise as a result of smoke.
They provide a protection from the dangerous gas emissions to the users. They consume less firewood. The environment that we are living in today, the population has increased so much that we have put much pressure on the forests. So these stoves help the users use a little firewood as opposed to the 3-stone stove.
The ministries, together with the United Nations, have also embarked on a project aimed at extending clean water to the area. According to the project manager, Pamela Agaba, this project will benefit at least 300 homes in the area.
At the same time, we're also constructing a 5 million litre valley tank, and this reservoir will be used to provide water for animals, at the same time water for domestic use. 250, that is the population of the center in Kalunji village, but it may go beyond the 250 homesteads to about approximately 360 if you're to consider the entire village.
I am Mary Namkose for your best news.
Well, thank you so much for keeping us company. We're going to take a short break, but we do return with more news. Stay with us.
Guletede MTN Kabode esimu ya smart gyosobola okwefunira olwo n'ogisasula mpola nkugambye yene eri eya kavi ate nga tamanyi endala zonna mu katale ejjirako omuggo gwa yintaneti kati ky'oba okola gwenyiga *655*2 okebere oba osobola okwefunira MTN Kabode olumala okebera bw'oti dduka buddusi ku dduka lya MTN lyonna eri kuli okumpi weefunire MTN Kabode olwo olyoka ogisasule mpola ng'osasula nusu 15,000 zokka buli wiiki okumala emyezi 6 ng'okozesa MTN Momo weefunire Kabode kati dish.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
It's the festive season and we love it. And that means it's time to celebrate with GoTV.
Come with me.
So get your GoCoder and GoTV value for 25,000 shillings to watch with the whole family. And if you're feeling extra festive, upgrade to our best package yet, GoTV Super.
Something to look forward to.
Download the My GoTV app for more information.
Super.
We all deserve a super festive season. And with GoTV, there's every reason to love it.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Raising voices.
Like other fathers across Uganda, I'm standing up to say no to violence against children. I commit to give my children a violence-free childhood. As fathers, we can make Uganda safer for our children. I promise to speak out when I see violence.
In this time of COVID, what is your promise to the children of Uganda? Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
If you look at all sectors, energy has an influence.
Now, how do we build a model that is sustainable? We're making good investments and we're growing the sector.
Our record under UEP had not been that very good.
World Bank Group has been involved in Uganda electricity sector since the mid-2000s, where it has supported the government in very bold reform.
The last 15 years, we focused on the parameters that were set in our concession that was negotiated at the time. It took the best minds of Uganda to work on it and also the best minds internationally because they had to plan for 20 years ahead.
As remember, we have innovated over the period. We've rolled out cashless. We introduced payment metering, Yaka. As I speak now, the 1.5 million customers are all on Yaka.
The transition has been very, very good because Ugandans who enjoy the power went out and bought shares.
Umeme's massive investment, a robust and functional distribution network that will impact the lives of Uganda's over 40 million citizens.
These days, our homes are no longer just the places we live. It's where we attend meetings, go to class, keep each other safe, and entertain ourselves. To do this smoothly, you need a reliable internet connection. Connect your home online with MTN WakaNet Max, a fast and reliable home internet solution to power your streaming, gaming, online classes, work, and CCTV security cameras. The MTN WakaNet Max starter kit comes with a free 4G router, SIM card, and 35 GB bundle with no validity, all at 245,000 Uganda shillings. Visit any MTN service center to sign up.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
And that does bring us to the end of our lunchtime news. Thank you so much for being with us. Stay tuned for more programming. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango. Good afternoon.